It's the 15th of May 2024. The lifeless body of an 87-year-old man is found in the shed behind his home, located on a busy Belgian street. His name was Eduard. He had no close family, no one looking for him. Forensic experts arrive, but there are no signs of violence, just the quiet passing of a man long forgotten by the world. But the story does not begin with his death. It begins with the life he left behind. Eduard had once been a farmer, a man of labor bound to the rhythm of the land. But as time moved forward, his world did not. For at least a decade, he lived in appalling conditions, surrounded by the slow decay of everything he once knew. The walls cracked, the floors buckled, dust and cobwebs swallowing the remnants of a life once lived. From the outside, it looked abandoned for far longer than just a year. Inside, time stood still, but not in a way that preserves, only in a way that forgets. Everything here, every object left untouched, speaks of a man who was once here, but had already disappeared long before his body was found. Today we step inside his world to uncover the final traces of Eduard's life, to see what remains when the world moves on and leaves someone behind. There's a fire inside. Let's begin.
Explomo.
It's strange and it's sad. This washing line still holds the clothes of the man who once called this place home. It's a bizarre sight, almost as if he just vanished. And then also right here in the garden, we still have a few statues, this dog, the fake flowers, even a gnome statue with another fake flower, once placed here with purpose. But now they are the eerie remnants of a life abandoned. It makes you wonder, what kind of man lived there? And maybe even more importantly, what happened to him? Just a year ago, tragedy struck. when his lifeless body was found in this shed right behind his house. They say he once had everything: a thriving career, wealth, influence. But as his mental wealth deteriorated, so did everything else. And now, all that's left is merely a decaying shell of a life that once was. It is a powerful reminder that mental resilience is just as important, if not more, than any material success. Because if we stop taking care of our minds, everything else starts to crumble too. Mental wealth isn't about quick fixes, it's about building long-term habits. Sleep, diet, exercise, stress management, and the right tools to support your mind. Which brings me to something you might have heard me talk about before: Magic Mind. Magic Mind is this tiny but mighty shot, packed with 12 ingredients that work together to enhance focus, reduce stress, and provide clean, sustainable energy. Unlike coffee, which can leave you jittery or cause a crash, Magic Mind helps your mind stay sharp and steady throughout the day. Then there is also the Magic Mind Sleep Elixir, designed to help you fall asleep faster and also wake up feeling more refreshed. Together, they've been game changers for me as I juggle doing research, filming, and editing. They're not just drinks, they're tools to help you build your mental wealth. This is only available through my link below, so don't miss out on a chance to start 2025 by prioritizing your mental resilience. Remember, mental wealth is an investment in your future. Magic Mind isn't a magic cure, but it is a powerful piece to the puzzle. Let's make 2025 the year we prioritize our minds, our health, and our well-being. You can start today. Just click the link in the pinned comments or video description. Now let's step inside this house and take a closer look at what we can find out about the owner who lived here and what is left behind. And as I told you, you'd be shocked to find out how this dearest man lived here in his last days of life. We just stepped inside the former kitchen and dining area of this man. Oh my. And also right here on all these shelves are still all his kitchen amenities. Completely decayed. Honestly, it is very hard to believe that he still consumed and used some of these things. This dearest man could really not take care after himself anymore. And it also truly seems he had no family members that still cared for him. Now I'll give you a little glimpse of the next area and you'd be even more surprised. The complete floor of this side kitchen has completely collapsed. We'll literally have to descend and ascend with these ladders aware. But before heading there, let's head back to the kitchen. You can also clearly see the old tile pattern over here. Also all his clothes are littering the chair here that he probably once sat on. And I say once, but that could still be a year ago. Right here at this rusty stove you can still see all his gloves and even the cobwebs. A kettle is still on this little furnace combined stove. Buddha statue on top. And even some flowers right there on that little mantle. Unbelievable. There is a lot of paperwork on the floors, on the table, including some books. Pocket radio. Even some of his glasses right here. You can literally see the dark, dusty cobwebs scattered across the room, connected with the light even right here. Absolutely unreal. This drawer still contains a lot of cutlery, also a bottle opener. Oh my. Are these even some of his ties and scarves? I think so. You can tell, yeah, these are ties of him. He most likely just lived on this floor because there are not a lot of floors that are accessible anymore. As a matter of fact, I had my eyes on this building since 2020, like 5 years ago, but this man still lived there back then. There were even urban explorers that came in here and actually encountered the man inside here alive, which is must have been traumatic for this Darius man. And look at the very old stone sink here. Eee. Are these like worms? I don't know. Don't want to gaze too long at it, because that would be repulsive. Right here we have a little mirror. Looks like you could put some stuff inside, but I don't want to destroy the cobwebs. Some flags. And it almost looks like it has burned inside this room. Not sure if there's been a fire or that he just extensively used his stove with a lot of burning wood. And right here on the windowsill we still got some fake flowers and plants. And the calendar saying the date 2004. But he lived there even 20 years after. I guess he just never changed it. Given that he could not properly maintain the building anymore, he probably also simply didn't change the calendars. Now, what did this man do for a living? He was clearly a farmer, probably a family business that he just followed. Because you can clearly see over here, this is a giant hay shed. Massive blocks of hay. Even some rims of bicycles. These yellow flags. And also bicycle tires over here. And yeah, as I told you, we have all this chopped burning wood right here that he used for his stoves. I think he definitely needed a considerable amount of wood in order to keep this place warm. Also have a look at the ceiling, by the way, with the stones, a little art ceiling. It's quite unique. Some lanterns right over here, at least what has remained of them. There is even still one of his coats hanging up here. And a dismantled bicycle over here. Crazy. I guess this was some kind of working table where he just used to do some handy and crafty jobs. And the shed does continue over here. Oh, look at that. These are some rather modern Nike sneakers. 2017. It looks to me that he also used to hold some cattle at some point when he was still actively doing this farming business. I think that this man definitely liked to cycle, and it's great to see that he still had hobbies, even though it is quite apparent that his mental health, especially in his last years, significantly deteriorated. There are so many spider webs. Over here you can also tell that he used to do horse riding at some point in the past. We do have a ladder here. I'll briefly check it out. I want to know what's up here. Okay, so these windows are actually facing the busy street. There is another staircase probably going to another attic, but I definitely do not trust this floor anymore. So let's head down and let's guide you through the collapsed part. And we're also gonna go upstairs, which is gonna be ultimately dodgy. But there are still some really frozen in time rooms. Trust me, this video is gonna be well worth to watch. Okay, I'm heading down again. It's even just open right here. That would be another possible entrance, but it would also be easy to get spotted by the traffic on the busy roads where this house is located. So right now we're heading back to the kitchen, and from there we're gonna go to the sketchy parts, but also the parts that are really still untouched and frozen in time. Walking over all the discarded debris and rubbish. And you can clearly tell that the stairs are not going to be a lot better than this part. Although we're going to begin here in order to show you the downstairs floor as a whole. Alright, let's descend the ladder right here. Unbelievable. I remember the last time with such collapse in a place was actually in Sweden. Currently we are in Belgium. This is truly remarkable. Let's head down. I'm gonna take the camera over again. This is me POV descending into what once was a little dining area, I believe. Oh my. There is even still a sewing machine right here. This once was a little basement, probably for food storage. And believe it or not, there is still a dining table up here on the verge of collapse. Alright, let's head up the next stairs. This is unreal. Really. You can see the dining table right there. That's literally the door. All the peeled wallpaper. A fireplace right here. And you can tell the details are still in place. Sunglasses over here in a drawer. And even necklaces. Beautiful old furniture. Wow. And look over here on the walls. Actually, something I haven't told you yet is that it seems the man, and maybe even once his woman, if he was married or together, they love traveling to Germany. It really makes you wonder, at some point in the past, it seems that they lived a happy life. What caused this man to actually, for his house to decline, for his health to deteriorate? You really wonder what's the reason this all happened. It is truly a bizarre sight, how this part of the floor is simply gone, but the other part is still there. And as I already mentioned, over here are these stairs, so you can tell that this once would have led to the basement. Now if we have a look at the stairway, it does seem relatively solid, but you can also clearly see that woodworm has actually manifested and has done some structural damage. And now, behind these doors, we have the living room. And I think this is one of my favorite parts of the home. Check this out. Wow. Holy cow. Still a chaise longue over here in the corner. All the peeled wallpaper. There is even a hole over there in the ceiling, and that leads to the upstairs bedroom. Collapsed debris and parts of the ceiling are littering the stove. We have a beautiful marble fireplace, and also a photo of one of the ancestors of the family. Just look at the cobwebs around this vintage chandelier. And the woodwork on this table is simply amazing. A true antique. We have a checkered tile pattern on the floor. Still an old picture. Could be the father. And this could be the man that lived here in his younger years. The Belgian flag. I have not found the name of this dearest man yet. Oh, look at this photo. If this is one of his family members, they were definitely wealthy. Is this another picture? Nah, I think it was the back of a cover of a frame. But also, this dresser over here is definitely a true antique. There is not that much left inside anymore, fortunately. Oh, also very hard to close it. Okay, guys, look at this. This must have been the man. Passport pictures. I also see a letter in here saying 2014. Would there be a name right here? No, but it is about agriculture and also fishing, so he was clearly involved in farming. Probably that was also his work. And yeah, that's definitely the same person. He also used to serve the country in the military. Wow. Such a well-respected man. He did great things for his country. Eventually he ended living in such a state of neglect, and thereby also, sadly, neglecting himself. I'm really in awe with this living space. The state of decay is pretty much unreal. And let's see. These could be his parents on their wedding day. It's already a quite old picture. Still standing over here on the table. And even in this cupboard, we still have some crystalware and glasses. I'll close the doors for now, instead of simply leaving them open. Electricity meter up there. And the following part is also interesting because this was once the main entrance right here. The front door of the building. Coats are still pristine, hanging up here. Covered in dust though. And a thick net of cobwebs. Even small Christmas ornaments in this cardboard box. Oh, and even gloves. Still here. Now look at this. This is all severe structural damage of the wall. And this door, I really can't understand it. Usually I would say it wasn't open in years. But it might have also not been open in years. And that he just entered from the backside. Because how could so much pasta and spiderwebs accumulate here in simply the course of 1 year? Now the moment of truth is, of course, we want to know a name. I do see some envelopes over here. And yes, we have a name. The poor man whose lifeless body was discovered here. I'm just going to say his first name in respect regarding his privacy. His name was Eduard. Now Eduard, he lived here in appalling conditions in his last years of life. And now, with the living room having seen, we are gonna head on maybe even a dodgier passage, the upstairs. But first, before we have our dodgy passage to the upstairs, we'll have to climb down again over these ladders. Although I'm thinking, maybe I'll just get these stairs first and then grab the ladder, since I don't really trust this ladder. I think it's also possible. Yeah, just as easy. Alrighty. Oh my. So we have the upstairs there. You can still see on the steps of the stairs we have all the Leatherman shoes and all the shoes still standing here. Let's go upstairs right now. This is seriously sketchy. Oh, oh, we made it. Let's go upstairs. Oh my. You can also see how skewed the floor is. This building is completely subsided. Let's just enter the first bedroom. Wow. A beautiful old wooden bed. Still with some neat carvings. And it's even still made. You can clearly see the mold on the nightstand. And also a little stove over here again. This is genuinely a very old home. Unfortunately also a very weathered home by now. Still have a vanity here. With this porcelain bowl and jug. That they used to wash themselves in the morning. Even a hairbrush in that little tray. And polish for their shoes. All these leather man shoes that we've seen. I think that's wallpaper that's inside there. Still some old documents right there. I do see also a fur coat in the corner. Right on this wicker chair. And a few more jackets are also still hanging up there. And look at this perspective. It's truly a special place. And I'm not sure, but I do think that this man, Mr. Eduard, definitely did not live on this floor anymore. That it really has been sitting in silence and degrading day by day for maybe even over a decade. I have a feeling that he simply slept on the downstairs and only used that level of the building. I'll firstly show you this one. Maybe even one of my favorite bedrooms. I think this is my favorite. What makes it special is that there are still some wonderful details, like these old notebooks, even a helmet, some more glasses. I'm not sure what's in here. Nothing anymore, but I'm also not sure what used to be in there. Now we need to be careful. You can already see damage on the floor, but this is the same bedroom where we found the massive hole in the living room. So maybe it's better that my friend stays there. Gonna introduce him in a little bit to you. Oh my. White mold inside, and also debris of woodworm littering all his shirts. Crazy. A knitted pullover there. And in the corner, all these parts of the ceiling have simply collapsed. Then also look at the spider webs. However, we still have ornaments right on the windowsill. Truly unbelievable. I do also really like the lamp right here. It adds a magical touch to this now silent and very decayed room. Now lastly, we have this final bedroom. 3 bedrooms on this floor. There are a lot of books inside here. Also still these old boots as well. This man certainly liked to spend his time reading. And I think if he ever had a wife, the wife would have passed first. And that he lived pretty much solitary right here, reading these books. Even an old radio, Pontiac, a gentleman's hat. And also the frames on the walls. even still some books on top of the bed right here. There's quite a lot of stuff on the bed, however, it is still made as well. I think the images in the frames actually depict places in Belgium, or maybe from their travels, that they liked in particular. Even a suitcase with a sticker of a cow right there, so maybe he was even a cow farmer, who knows. Anyways guys, with that having shown, I pretty much explored everything. And behind the camera today was actually not just a friend, but actually my cousin. He joined me today for the very first time. And yeah, how did you like it, bro?
Honestly, really cold. Well,
It is cold, right?
It's good, it's good. It's a cool place to see, and honestly, good history. Man seemed to have some issues, to say the least, but I mean, thinking this man passed away probably about a year ago is just insane to think, but it's really, really, really cool.
It's quite unreal to imagine how this man must have lived. It once again makes us aware of how important it is also to pay attention to our mental wealth. And with that also having said, I have something special. You have never tried out Magic Mine before, right?
Smooth ass. I'm honestly really curious. I've seen you try this before, and you were really hyped, so I mean, let's give it a shot. Wait, you hold this for a second if you want.
You have never tried this before, right?
I have not, actually. I have not. But I just smelled it from you, and it smelled nice. To be honest, it doesn't really look that appealing colour-wise. But I mean, let's give it a shot then. Yeah, it smells really good though. Oh, that's nice. This is really good. It's weird, but it's good. It's really weird. But honestly, I like it. So, I'm really curious to see if this is going to do anything. But I mean, it's got lion's mane. What has it got? Ashwagandha, arthelian, turmeric, cordyceps. Alright. Alright.
I guess there is one way to find out if it's gonna have any effect, but I'm happy you like the taste. I really think you should also try it out for yourselves, guys. There will be a link in the description and pinned comment, as I mentioned, magicmind.com/explomogen. Go try it for yourself, and with that having said, I want to thank you again for watching to another episode, and from my cousin and me, we will see you on the next adventure.
See you next time, guys.
Peace. Next week I'll be in France to explore an abandoned manor, rumored to have been occupied by the Elephant Lady. Hope to see you all there.